So when you list an item on eBay, there's little or nothing you can do thereafter. But then, before you list the item on eBay, there are definitely some few things that you can do to ensure that the item sells. And one of the things you can do is to ensure that the item in question is presentable. This is a Fujitsu Esprimo PC, excellent condition. Even though it's used, it's in very good condition, apart from this little sign of use here. You see, if the item in question is presentable, then you've already scored a very big point in trying to sell on eBay. Back in the days, it used to be that you throw anything on eBay, given the way the platform was, it would sell, you see. But quite recently, the items that you're trying to sell on eBay must be in a good condition. If it's a defective item, that's a different story. But you're trying to sell a functional item and trying to convince somebody to give you money for the item you are trying to sell. First and foremost, the item must be presentable. There are exceptions to this anyway, because sometimes the item might be not in the best of optical condition, but why is this not going in? But the thing is, the item is highly desirable. Take for example the iPhones, you know, the Samsung products. These are products that are highly desirable. People want this product. So basically, you throw them on eBay platform, even though the condition is not so presentable and a little bit, the price is kind of very fair, people will definitely come for it. So basically, these two aspects, you can control them, which is you want your items to sell on eBay. You have to first make sure that you have an item that's presentable. That's one. Ensure that this item in question is desirable. This is another thing. This SSD, for example, this is one item that if you list on eBay, you would definitely say, I've sold a lot of SSD in the past month, you know, because this is a desirable item. You know, a lot of people want to upgrade their computers so slow and tired of hard drives. They just want to get something that will make the computer faster. They'll definitely go and look for an SSD drive. And when this is the case, if you have got an SSD drive listed on the platform, even though it's not so presentable, there might be scratches, there might be a little bit of optical defect, which is some little signs of use. But because the price that you are offering the item is a price that will definitely attract a lot of people, you will just realize that you post the item on eBay. After 1, 2, 3 days, the item in question sells. You see, this is one part you can control. There's still another part of eBay that is more like magic, which is even though you ensure that you have filled out all your item specifics, you've done all you have to do from your side, which is you've cleaned the item, you've made very good descriptions, you'd ensure that the item in question, you've made good pictures, you have posted it, and for one reason or the other, the item just sits. I've seen this over and over and again. Sometimes I want to buy something, say a particular monitor, for example, because I've sold a lot of monitors and kind of I'm aware what happens in that category, you know. So sometimes you go on a shopping spree and you find some monitors and you kind of check the eBay sold listings and you realize that this item in question has sold so many times in the past. So you are kind of motivated. You say, no, because this item have sold, there's very big possibility that if you buy them, and if you this thing used to be something that we bought pretty cheap. Things have just become very expensive, you know. Anyway, I see this so many times, which is you check the sold listings, the item have been selling, and everything looks set up for the computer or the monitor in question to sell. And for one reason or the other, you buy it, you bring it home, you clean it, put it on the platform, and just realize that it doesn't sell. You change the title, you do all you have to do, you revise the description, sometimes you even go ahead to revise the what you call it, the pictures, and the item just for one reason or the other sits. This is what I call the eBay magic. So basically, they are the aspect of eBay that you can control, which is basically just try to do your best to get good items, get items that are desirable, get items that are presentable, get items that are in good working condition, and do your best to do a good job to list them on the platform. Then there's the other part of eBay, which is what the algorithm controls, which is determining whether your items sells or determining whether your items are pushed on to potential buyers. And this, you have little or no influence over it. Back in the days, eBay told us that we could actually promote our listings, which is you just add a few euros, 1 or 2%, and your listings get bumped up to the first page. And yes, it works. I've checked it so many times. Sometimes, listings actually get bumped up if you promote them, but some other times I've sold so many items that were never promoted from nowhere, even they were the least expected to sell, and from nowhere, boom, you get a sale. And sometimes this magic happens. Why is it very important? It's important for a rookie seller. When you are just starting eBay newly, you might want to believe that yes, now that you have decided to go all in to start selling on eBay, which will mean that you have gone thrifting, and you might have some sense of entitlement, which is you have listed your item and you expect that in about 2-3 days the item should sell, and it doesn't sell. What it does to a new seller is that sometimes it might get you discouraged. You might think that this doesn't work. What's going on? I've done all they asked me to do on YouTube, and for one reason or the other, the item doesn't sell. It's perfectly normal. The algorithm determines how or when your items appear in the search. There's little or nothing you can do about that. And that's the reason why you have to love the game. When you go out thrifting, you just have to be in love with the process. You see, when you go thrifting, love it. It shouldn't be something that yes, basically we all want to make money on eBay, but if your love for money is the only thing that drives you to want to be a reseller, you might definitely want to consider getting a full-time job or consider putting your interest in something else. But if you love the process, you love thrifting, you get a lot of adrenaline, you get some joy when you go out thrifting with friends, with family members, you love finding new stuff. This is what you need, because definitely there's going to be that time where you no longer understand what's going on. There are so many videos on YouTube promising you do this, do that to increase your sales. Do this, do that to increase your sales. At the end of the day, you implement everything that you have been told, only to realize that your sales have not improved one bit. This is why it is important for you love the process first of all, and understand that there are so many reasons why items don't sell. There are a few of them that you can control, and there are still quite a lot of them that you cannot control. Just do your bit, hope for the best, and hope that yes, all things being equal, the algorithm is going to find your offer worthy and it's going to present it to potential buyers that will go ahead to click on the buy it now button, and you will make a sale. You want to go out thrifting, have it at the back of your mind that yes, the item you are trying to buy must be presentable. The item you are trying to buy must be a desirable item. This is why prior research is very important. And at the end of the day, have it at the back of your mind that there are the sides of the eBay game that you really cannot control, and this is where the algorithm wins. If this helps you, go ahead, click on the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel to see the next video. Until I see you again, peace.